We are having sort of a late lift. Well, actually it is a late lift. It is freaking 7 o'clock, almost on the dot, and we are on our way there. Today is going to be a push focus day. I'm not quite going off plan because today is a push centered day with pressing from the chest pressing. You got some vertical press, so the shoulder press, and then you got some tricep stuff. So I am going to, because of the time, I am not going to spend, freaking, because my with the filming, my workouts range from like an hour and a half to 2 hours. I'm not going to be there that long. Unfortunately, I just don't want to do that tonight. Still getting the lift in, but we are going to focus on, I'm probably going to do some shoulder press, and I haven't decided if I'm going to do a push press variation or a strict press, either standing or seated. So I might even do a variation, not a variation, but I might just do both in terms of like a seated and a standing version. How I'm gonna split that up, I'm not really sure. I'll probably start with a barbell one, and honestly I probably will do a push press of some sort. If that's a front loaded one or a back, like behind the neck one. So stay tuned for that. I'm still trying to figure out, I'm gonna warm up and see how I feel, how the shoulders feel, and where my energy level is, and then we're gonna move over to probably exhausting it with some seated variation, which will most likely be with dumbbells. But it could be a machine, or it could be just the barbell one. I just don't, like a seated military press, just not very heavy. Do that, and then it's gonna be a lot of it's very shoulder dominant today, because I'm also going to do a incline bench press. So I'm gonna it probably will be more of a volume centered incline press, but that could change just depending on how I feel. I'm a little sore and tight from the multiple sets of 225 for 8s the other day for that pull day where I just put in that one pressing movement. So I don't think it's gonna mess with my overhead pressing at all, but my bench pressing might suffer a little bit. So I was thinking I'll probably do an incline barbell or incline machine press to compensate for that, and just do it for volume. But we'll see how it goes. I'm not too worried about sorry, there's people crossing this, so I could not see where they were at. Yeah, so I'm not sure how I'm going to attack that. We're gonna see, we'll find out. I'm gonna I have like the bare bones of what I want to do, but I just don't know the exact movements yet. And after that, I probably would do some sort of farmer's carry. I think it's supposed to be I think today is supposed to be like a yoke walk type thing, and a yoke walk is where you see like strongmen do it. It's almost as if they're carrying like an actual rack around, like a power rack on their shoulders. That's a yoke walk, but I was going to load it up low and mimic it by maybe putting chains or something on it and walking with it. But I'm not going to do that today. I'm just going to probably do a couple rounds of heavyish farmer's carries, just to still do the carry type variation and attack the shoulders a little bit more. But we'll see how that goes. And then after that, I'll finish up with a little bit of actually probably a good amount of tricep work in the form of probably like decently heavy, but a volume piece. And then throughout the workout, I'm probably going to be doing a lot of band press downs. I'm a big fan of band press downs for upper body stuff. I think it really helps like warm up and utilize the elbows decently. So that's going to be today, and you're about to see. Hopefully stay tuned and enjoy it. I'm pretty happy with how things have been going. Sorry, it's always like this road's always kind of a mess. You never know if it's busy or what is going on here. Okay, so I've been happy with the progression wise of the program, as far as like I can tell my strength is going up. I mean, we just saw that I got back to the 225 rows, and then my size, I'm slowly building back up. So I'm really doing good here. I'm liking the progress. Eating is still pretty high, and I'm doing well with that. You know, today was a Super Bowl, so I had some snacks and a lot of freaking well, it's supposed to be wings, but ended up being drumsticks. But I had a ton of drumsticks, so I guess, you know, I hit some protein type macros. But yeah, I'm gonna head into the gym. Okay, 50s for 10. Okay, no joke. My chest is still pretty cooked from those heavy inclines the other day, so I'm basically gonna do a couple AMRAPs of the incline machine. All right, let's do this. Okay, not gonna bore you with a ton of clips, but I'm just gonna keep doing push downs like set after set for I don't know how many until I'm like fatigued on my arms. I'm gonna do like 10, 12, 15 reps and just kind of see where I go. And whenever I feel like my arms are fatigued enough, I'm gonna head out of here. Okay, let's go. Alright, so here we are again. Finished up at the gym. Okay, so if you watched the intro and then you watched the footage and now you're here with me, you know that I didn't do everything I said I was going to do in the intro. So what happened was that it's almost 9 o'clock now, so I just warm-up took a little bit of time, and then working up with the shoulder presses, the standing shoulder presses took a while. I ended up doing behind the neck, and it felt great, so I wanted to stick with it, and it was pretty sweet all the way up. Like even when I got to where I was starting to fail and stuff, like nothing was hurting or anything like that. I was just fatigued. So that's really cool. I actually was really enjoying those. I gotta figure out lighting in that gym. I'm sorry if it looks kind of weird with the lights straight down and stuff like that. I need to find like a platform or something, or an area that I can move to, that I can film better shots with the barbell. So I'll work on that. I apologize with that. I do try to fix up the lighting and editing. I am not an editor, so don't hate too much. But we can talk about. Okay, so I didn't do the farmer's carries like I said I was gonna do. That's okay. I was running out of time because I still need to eat, and I would like to eat at least a little bit before bed, because I don't know about you, and but if you eat too close to bedtime, either it's like tough to go to sleep, or you just don't feel right. I don't know. I just never feel great if I eat like right before bed, like a full-on meal, which I need to eat in a full-on meal. So I was trying to rush, and I'm just, you know, trying to figure out filming and stuff like that, and the angles and stuff. I know the more I do it, the better I'll get with like just setting the camera down, and I can go from there. But I really try to like stay out of people's way, or set the camera up to where I can see, you can kind of see it and like figure out the lighting. Anyway, I didn't do the farmer's carries, but I hit the standing shoulder press. I did quite a bit of sets there. I'm not even kidding. I'm sure I'll throw up like a few of the working ones, but I worked up for like 5 to 6 sets, and then after that I think I hit like 5 working sets. So, and I was like bouncing around with weights. Like I went up, I got it all the way up to 155 with the press before I started fatiguing, and I think I was only getting like 4 or 5 reps. So dialed back, and I just started dropping back down, and I went by 5s up until 135, and then I burned out there. So that was great. And then I went over and I just did 50s for the seated shoulder press, and I did 4 sets of 10. And I'm gonna tell you something. You know, the steel made dumbbells, those things feel heavier than like other types of dumbbells, like with the rubber around them and stuff. They just feel heavier. I'm sure they're not, but just in my mind they feel way heavier. So just dense, more solid, I guess. I don't really know. But did those, and then I just did the incline machine because freak, my chest, I started press, I tested out for the angle, and my chest just lit up. I think the overheads like woke back up the soreness, because I was already a little sore still from the other day. So I think it just re-woke it, and it just freaking killed me. So I just pumped those out. I did some AMRAPs with that, and then what did I do afterwards? After I just burned out with tricep. So I don't know how many sets I got to, but I did sets of, I believe, 15 until I couldn't do 15 anymore. And then I think I did one more set of like 10 at the end of that, and then I dipped out, and here we are. So all around solid workout. I do wish it was longer, but and I wish I was doing my exact plan, but that's okay.